when I started my run, I was thinking about talking about ego and frustration and their correlation. And I was thinking about this whole time about what I was going to say and what I was going to talk about. And on my way back on this fucking incline, I passed this mom pulling her stroller with her baby. And I went a little bit further. Next thing you know, I get startled because, somebody's right next to me. I noticed that this mom couldn't have weighed more than 120 pounds pushing a baby on an incline. Fucking passes me. And, if you don't think that fucking hits your ego, I'm like over a year into this whole running journey. And, if you don't think my ego got hurt and I didn't feel frustrated getting passed up by a mom, it did. And, I guess that's a good segue to talk about what I wanted to talk about, ego and frustration. And, I just want you guys to know that when I talk about this stuff, I'm not talking from a place of superiority. I don't think I'm better than anybody. If anything, most of you guys are better than me at it. I just like to think that, I'm a fellow traveler in this journey of being better, accomplishing goals. And, most of these videos are just to talk to fellow journeymen who are also on their goals, be it physical, educational, financial, professional, whatever journey you're on. I just want to have community with you guys. But, I was thinking about ego and how that's one of the main reasons why we don't accomplish our goals. And one of the signs that you probably have an ego is if I'm telling you that the reason why you're not reaching your goals is your ego, and you tell yourself, I don't have a fucking ego. You more than likely have an ego that's stopping you. Other signs are, when, let's say you're trying to get a promotion at work and you feel like you deserve the promotion already, but you don't get it. And you think that it's people trying to hold you back. You probably got an ego that's holding you back. If you get feedback and you're more defensive versus receptive, versus understanding that when somebody tells you something about yourself, that's just their perspective. You don't have to accept it, but at least you know where you're at in their eyes. You probably have an ego that's holding you back. And also when it comes to relationships, if your spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend or partner, whoever, tells you that you did something to make them feel bad or uncomfortable, and instead of apologizing, you start trying to reason away why you did that and all this stuff, and instead of making your partner feel heard, you more make them feel guilty for being hurt over something you did, then you probably have an ego that's holding you back. And the only reason I feel that I've identified these things is because, like I said, I do this. I do this stuff. I had to identify these things in myself because I wasn't reaching the goals I wanted to reach. And this kind of segues into frustration. Sometimes we get into something, or we feel like we want to get a new hobby, get into a new profession. I don't know, anything we want to start. And at first we started, and when you're new to anything, you pick things up a little bit quick. You're growing. But at the first sign of frustration, we change our attitudes and we start thinking, oh, this isn't for me. As a frustration being a sign that, we're not meant to do the thing that we're doing. But I tell my daughter that frustration is just a feeling of growing. When you feel frustrated, that means you're growing, you're learning new tasks. We learn in like peaks and valleys, right? You know you're peaking when you feel that frustration. When it goes up, that means you're growing. That means you're learning tasks that don't come easy, that are taking you to the next level. And when you're on a valley, that means that you're just practicing these skills and getting better at it. And you're teaching your body to get these new sets of abilities and make them second nature. And then once it's easy, you start learning more techniques and you start peaking again. And that's how you know you're growing, is through frustration. Frustration should be welcomed, because that means that you've passed your last plateau and that you're getting better and that you're learning. So, just keep that in mind. Understand that there's only insult to things and there's only hurt to things when you've decided that those things should insult you or hurt you. Put your ego aside and allow yourself to grow. And understand that frustration is a sign of growth, that you're growing. Like those growing pains when we're young and our body's growing. That frustration should be welcomed, to understand that we're growing in the skills that we're trying to do. All right, let's get after it.